Welcome back. I'm so excited that you decided to come back and watch my second part of the series. I, again, am Lisa Mazzilli, and I am doing a little series on mindfulness because, again, I truly believe that having a good and positive mindset and practicing mindfulness leads you to a healthier lifestyle, and that is what we all want these days. So I'm going to talk about the phrase stay in the moment. Why? Because we're constantly hearing that stay in the moment. Well, what does that really mean, and how can I stay in the moment? So as I love to do, I love to watch a room. I love to read an audience. I like to analyze. I like to really get in and look around. And so I found myself like in different environments. Like I'd be in the workplace, I'd be at a meeting, I'd be at a family dinner, I'd be hanging out with friends. And I would just be noticing around the table that no one's really there. No one's really present. I could see everybody. And you can tell. You can tell when people start getting bored in a conversation, their mind starts wandering and they're not there. And so I'm like, well, how do we get ourselves to stay in the moment? And for myself, I knew what was happening. I'd be sitting in a meeting, and all of a sudden, before I knew it, my mind was wandering about what's going on later and what happened right before the meeting. And my mind was just wandering like crazy, like all of our minds do. And so I thought to myself, I'm probably missing out on a lot of information in this meeting because my mind is wandering. And then I'd be at a really good fun occasion, like a birthday party or like a dinner party, and we'd be at a big table. And my mind started wandering. Like, why is it wandering if I'm in like a really good place, like a really fun experience? And I'm looking around, I'm like, I think everyone else's minds are wandering too. And so I thought, how do I stay in the moment in a work kind of environment? How do I stay in the moment when I'm having a lot of fun? And then I started thinking about, I'm not sure who it was, but I guess like about a few years ago, they showed these pictures. It was a news reel of all these people with their cell phones out. And I believe they were looking at the Queen, but then there was this older lady that was just sitting there enjoying the moment without the cell phone in her hands. And so that's what really got me thinking, like, how do I help my clients to just stay in the moment without our mind wandering? Because that is the problem. I think our minds are just wandering all the time. And because we live in such a fast-paced world, we're always trying to be faster and up with what everyone else is doing. So then I started practicing yoga, which I swore I would never, ever do. And yoga is really what got me to stay in the moment, because I'm not sure how many of you guys have ever done yoga, but they tell you to think of an intention when you start your yoga practice. And mine has always been stay in the moment. So when I'm on that yoga mat, stay in the moment, stay right there on the mat. And then when you leave the mat and you leave the room, hopefully you can take it elsewhere. Maybe it's not yoga for you, but I'm sure whatever gym routine or fitness routine, hopefully you're in one. If not, we can have that conversation as well, because again, I'm all about being healthy. Stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. So like I said on the last series, I'm all about visual. I am a visual learner and I'm a visual practicer. So started thinking to myself, what can I help my clients with in helping them stay in the moment? So I actually bought myself, I was gonna let me try it out myself because I'm a guinea pig, I don't mind. And so I bought a bracelet, really cheap. I cut off the cords, like $2.99 or something like that, and I put it on my wrist. Every time I find myself, my mind wandering when I'm in a meeting or if I'm somewhere good, I just look down and it reminds me, stay in the moment, Lisa. Don't miss the moment. Don't miss the conversation that you might miss something on, because I think a lot of our problems these days in working with teenagers and children or adults, colleagues, friends, spouses, family members, is sometimes we're just not present for the conversation, and the person will say, well, I told you. I'm like, no, I don't remember that. Well, that's probably why, because you weren't staying in the moment. So go out, buy yourself a bracelet or whatever that thing is. Maybe it's a watch, but I feel like it has to be somewhere on your wrist that you can see all the time, okay? So that's one good visualization, is the bracelet. The other good technique, that I use is transition time. So this is gonna sound a little cuckoo, but just bear with me. So what I do and what I've told my clients to do is anytime you're about to open up a door, like you're closing the door to your home to leave for the day, that is a time, a transition time, where you can be mindful and say to yourself, stay in the moment. When you go into your car and you open up the door, that can be a time to say, stay in the moment. So it's these constant reminders, and again, I'm a visual person, so these little reminders remind me to stay in the moment. Post-it notes. Some people love Post-its. I did that. I put Post-it notes all over my mirror when I got ready in the morning. I put them in my car, but they would all fall off. Oh yeah, I went out on Amazon and I spent like expensive Post-its. I gave expensive Post-its to my clients and they're like, Lisa, these don't stay. So then I was like, in my phone, you can actually make reminders in your phone and it can say whatever you want. So my reminder in my phone was stay in the moment, because I needed that reminder during the day to remind myself of that. Sometimes when I'm driving and my mind is kind of wandering, as ours all do. I can't imagine what people are going in their cars and driving around and where their thoughts are going. But anyway, I'm trying to work with you and I'm trying to work with my clients and myself. I can't worry about the whole world. But like when you're hitting a red light, use that as a transitional time. Like, I'm at a red light, stay in the moment. So those are just a few techniques I use with my clients that have really helped, and I hope they help you. Do a little homework, try it out, see if they work. I hope these techniques were really good. I will tell you also that the bracelet and the transitional time also helps with anxiety and stress. So especially for kids, teenagers, college students, people that are in the workforce, looking at that bracelet when you find yourself getting a little worked up or stressed about whatever the moment you're in, moms, when you're with your children all day long, which I know you are now because of what's going on in the world we're living in of uncertainty, sometimes it kind of just, it's a calming, like just to look at it and just take your mind away from whatever the chaos is going around. It also will help with anxiety and stress. So try them out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you come back for number 3. Thanks for coming to this one, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.